Hello lovers, welcome to the Butterfly Effect podcast hosted by myself, Lauren Amy. This is for those who are ready to take up space, who are living a soft life loudly and are ready to savor the sweetness in each moment. Here we're going to embrace transformation, the beauty of the in-between and the magic of becoming. So pull up a seat and listen in because life is delicious and it's about goddamn time we eat it up.
You get hot all of a sudden I can look you up and down all day. When did you get hot? I think I would remember if you had that face. When did you get so hot? When did you get so hot? Alright. That was an interesting start. Okay. Alexa, stop. Oh, all right. Hello, stunners. Happy Wellness Wednesday. Right. Warning. She's got a lot of energy. She's got a little fire in her belly. She's ready to set things ablaze. She's ready to inspire, create. She's ready to do all the things today. But firstly, how are we all feeling? Are we having a glorious Wednesday so far? Is it a Wellness Wednesday? Is it a weird Wednesday? Is it a wonderful Wednesday? What kind of Wednesday are we having? Whatever the case, you're going to have a delightful Wellness Wednesday. Why? Because you're listening to this right now. Oh, see, what did I mean? She's got fire in her belly this morning. This morning? No. What time is it? Oh, it's 5 in the afternoon. Okay, it's not morning at all. All right, anyway, okay, honeys, I have a lot to share in this episode. I am feeling hella inspired right now, really motivated right now, and I'm just letting this wave of motivation carry me, because I don't know, motivation is fleeting, right? Sometimes it's there, it's thriving, sometimes motivation kind of dwindles a little bit, so we're going to ride this wave and see where it takes us, see where we land at the other side of it, and hopefully we would have, achieved some things, done some stuff. Hopefully we would have had a great time. All right, so firstly, I want to again share a huge thank you for the love on the podcast recently. I've had some incredible conversations, some lovely DMs, some lovely voice notes as well that have just honestly lit me up so much, and maybe that's the reason for this little surge in motivation right now. I don't know, but thanks guys, I am loving it so much. I've been in this little cave today, just creating, cultivating, crafting, creating as much magic as I can, and there's so many things that I'm just so excited about. Okay, so when this episode goes live, it'll be the 1st of October. Jesus Christ, what the helly? That has come around so fast, but also, I'm so excited for the Burr months, October, November, December, so excited for them because I feel like I've got so much planned that I actually don't know how I'm going to talk about it all. So I'm going to do a little spiel at the beginning of this episode, then we're going to get into some loveliness, so I hope you don't mind the spiel I'm about to take you through. But if you are joining me in person for some in-person yoga or events in the next few months, there are so many gorgeous events coming up, okay? We have a cacao ceremony with Rebecca. I'm so looking forward to the return of these. Some of you might know these take a break over summer, so by the time October runs around, I'm like, I need to have a sit down chat with Mama Cacao and just see where we're at. So that's going to be delightful. We have another crossover Slow Flow Sundays and Yoga in the Jungle with Nelly Mosa. So Faye from Nelly Mosa is going to be decking out the boathouse with a gorgeous array of plant pals that you are more than welcome to take home with you. What else do we have? We have a sound bath ceremony with Lolita. She's coming up from London again. She's going to sing to us. She's going to soothe our weary souls with her delightful voice and, of course, her sound bowls as well. We have Calm Collective with myself at the end of October, but also at the end of November you have the Calm Collective collaboration between Danny and I, and as I've said many times, we don't sit still for long. So as well as that Calm Collective collaboration, there's something else that we are working towards in December. We're just putting together the finer details. That will be revealed soon. God, there's more stuff that I'm missing, I'm sure of it. Beginners courses, yeah, so if you have seen some of the practices online, if you have seen or heard about my practices, and you're thinking, oh, I feel like I would like to join this vibey group of humans, then yeah, the beginners courses is where it's at. And it's going to be all about, self-love. I feel like this beginners course, every year I run these beginners courses, they always change slightly, mostly to do with how I'm feeling, what it is that I'm focusing on. And I just really feel like these beginners courses are going to have that self-love, intuitive movement kind of undertone to them, right? So I'm very excited to kick those off as well. So this is what I mean. There's a lot happening. There's a lot going on alongside regular weekly sessions as well. And I'll be launching my autumn campaign. I've got a really fun idea for this autumn campaign launch. I hope other people see it as fun as I do. There's sometimes this disconnect, I'd say, like with how I show up as a yoga teacher. And I still feel like how I show up nowadays as a yoga teacher is very different to how I used to show up, right? And how I thought I had to show up as a yoga teacher. I thought I had to be like quiet and calm and, I don't know, tame. But I just, recently, I've just really been loving bringing out my weird and wonderful side and like my wild side, and using that as a way to encourage people to come to class, because sometimes I feel like yoga can be a bit too serious, and it's not. It can be fun, it can be expansive, it can be transformative, it can be all these things and more. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying kind of the vibrancy of it all. So I hope that's coming across, and I hope you guys are enjoying it just as much as I am. And yeah, as I say, this wave is just carrying me places. I have no idea where I'm going to land, but I'm just so excited about it. So that's all the in-person stuff we've got going on. But I know I have listeners across counties. I think there's some listeners in US and abroad and stuff like that. So if you guys want to practice with me, if you guys want to feel this vibrancy and again embrace this weird, wonderful, wild side that we all have, then Patreon is where it's at. Okay, now I'm in another wave of expansion through Patreon, because some of you might remember over summer I ran this Like You Love Yourself series over on Patreon, and again that was beautiful. I loved creating that. And as I say, I'm entering the next wave, and this wave is, again, trying something different, trying something new, stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit. And I'm really excited about it, though, because I'm branching out into some live at-home practices, okay? I want to connect to my online yogis a bit more. That's one of the reasons why I resisted teaching online for a little bit of time, because I thrive off that connection, right? So I want to find ways where we can continue that connection through the screen, through Patreon, and again, continue to craft it to be this real online sanctuary, this real safe space where you can log into at any point and just feel that immediate comfort, that immediate reassurance, that immediate full body exhale, right? So, throughout October in Patreon, okay, I'm going to be pre-recording some practices for you, which are all going to be about kind of settling into this softer, more quieter, more subtle energy or intention, okay, of the autumn season, all right? And October is kind of like a little prelude. Come November time, we're going to be diving in a little bit more, where not only are you going to get those pre-recorded classes from me each week, you're also going to have 4 live sessions from me, okay? These are hopefully going to be on a Sunday evening, and I'll be releasing it all on Patreon as well with dates, times, everything, okay? But a Sunday evening reset, okay? Where, we're drawing 1 week to a close. We're at that pause where 1 week comes to a close just before another week begins, and really creating this at-home safe space. And I'll be taking you through a full hour's practice, perhaps some yin, more on the restorative side, spoken word weave throughout, meditation, breathwork, all that lovely stuff, okay? So that's what's coming to Patreon in November. But that is leading us up to December, where I'm going to be hosting my first at-home, live, online retreat. Dun dun dun. And it's going to be beautiful, okay? I have such stunning ideas. One of the ideas that I have that I'm hoping is going to come to fruition, and I'm hoping you guys love the sound of this. And actually, I don't mind sharing a few of these ideas before they're official, before I've announced it, because you guys can let me know whether you like the sound of this, whether you think another idea would work better. Yeah, any suggestions, any feedback, feel free to send it my way, because I just really want to create this to be the most beautiful, wholesome at-home experience possible, okay? Literally that retreat feel, that without having to leave your home, okay? How amazing is that? So my idea is that when you sign up to this at-home retreat, okay, you will receive in the mail a beautiful gift box which will contain stuff like incense, Palo Santo, crystals, maybe even a candle, some journal prompts, some affirmations, maybe even some written word by myself. And again, creating that at-home retreat feel from the comfort of your own home. How beautiful. So I'm so excited to put all of this together. I have dates in mind, but again, I just want to make sure I'm fully locked in before I announce these things. But consider this like a little tease, okay? Like a little tease, just a little tickle here and there. A little tickle of your, I don't know, yoga taste buds. And let's see what I continue coming up with, okay? But I am so excited. Okay. Now, all of this is happening behind the scenes, right? And I'm going to be delivering it all to you all in good time. In the meantime, whilst I'm busy crafting away, like a little, I don't know, like a little magician whipping up some magic. Whilst this is happening, I have a favour. Okay, you guys have been so incredible at hyping me up and delivering me that reassurance in return to keep on going, to keep pushing through, not just with this podcast, but in every aspect, okay? In every new thing I've created this year, you guys have been the ones to help me through, okay? Now, one favour I do have is because I'm at the point where I'm starting to reach out to brands. Now, this is somewhat scary and it's always been my intention, but I'm finally getting to the point where I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. If you don't ask, you don't receive. Okay, so I'm going to be reaching out to brands, some of my favourite brands that I use day in, day out, hoping to secure some, I don't know, brand collaborations, partnerships, sponsorships, who knows? I have no idea how it's all going to unfold. This could also be a complete flop and it might not go anywhere, but like I said, if you don't try, you never know, okay? So whilst I'm reaching out to these brands, I would really appreciate it if you guys just help me out with like engaging in my content a little bit. Like, shares, comments, you know the drill. I know it seems so small and so insignificant, but I promise you it makes a real big deal in allowing my content to be seen. And so when I reach out to these brands and they go over to check out my page, my content, what I'm offering, they're like, you know, this girl's pretty cool, you know? So if you do think I'm cool, if you think, you know, what I share holds value, if I do, I don't know, inspire you in whatever way, if you like my content, if you like what I share, if you like what I have to offer, if you like me as a person, then help a girl out. And like I say, like, share, comment, subscribe, all these things. Even if you're not following this podcast, wherever you might be listening, hit that follow button. It takes nothing. It takes literal seconds, but it makes such a big deal. And you're helping me reach these goals, these dreams that I have set for myself, and you're helping me create this magic for myself, which is ultimately going to ripple out to you guys, okay? And the way in which that's going to happen is going to be, again, so magical, okay? And I have so many ideas, but I need you guys to give me that little nudge, okay? That little nudge to keep on going, because your gal is putting a shift in. I am determined. I've got that fire in my belly. I'm ready to set the world ablaze, and we're ready for world domination, okay? That's actually something I said to someone. I had a really beautiful conversation last week, and they were like, you know, what are your plans? What are you working on? I was like, world domination, girly. We're on a roll and we're unstoppable. Let's fucking go, okay? And actually, yeah, let's talk about this a little bit more. I've had so many beautiful conversations with people recently. Just people that have DM'd me, reached out to me, or even asked me out for coffee. So lush, okay? And I just feel like there's so many of you that are on the precipice. You're on the precipice of something amazing. Whether you're, I don't know, making some changes right now, or maybe you're moving through a tricky situation like a breakup, a heartbreak, or you're changing jobs, changing careers. Maybe you're moving to a completely different area. Whatever it is that you are doing, I feel like there's so many of us that are on the precipice, and I just want to tell you that your life is about to get so much better, okay? I believe that wholeheartedly because I've seen it, I've been through it, I've experienced it. I think because I've experienced it myself, I can sense when someone else is about to go through this beautiful transformation, and I see it in this person, and I'm like sat there like getting so excited for this person because I'm like, your life is about to literally ignite, okay? I feel like there's so many women on the precipice of something fucking phenomenal, and I can't wait to witness it. But I feel like we may need that little nudge. So let this nudge come in the form of this podcast episode, okay? So if you are feeling like you need a nudge, you need a little nugget of inspiration, you've come to the right place, okay? Women are natural born creators, okay? We are born to create. However, I think the trap we fall into is that we're so often creating for other people, all right? I want you to shift that focus back on yourself. What magic can you create for yourself, all right? I've been talking about this idea of creating magic for yourself a fair amount recently, and yeah, I just want to encourage it even more, okay? Women, we are naturally nurturing. We are natural people pleasers. We want the best for everyone around us. Can you turn that around and want the best for yourself? Can you want to see yourself win, all right? And I know this is going to seem like a bit of a tangent, but I've actually been super inspired by this random content I've been seeing on TikTok recently. Okay, we all know I'm a bit of a fan of Sabrina Carpenter right now, her latest album. It's just, I don't know, it's making women all around just feel like that sexy little bad bitch that we all are, okay? And allowing ourselves to take up space and actually own that, okay? So I've been seeing a lot of these Sabrina trends on TikTok where it's almost like thirst trappy, okay? These women are posting like these beautiful videos of them just like, you know, flaunting their sensuality a little bit. But it's actually incredible to witness. I don't know what it is. I just love it when women take up space. I love it when women let themselves exist in their entirety to demonstrate their sensuality, not in a way that seems, I don't know, too much, because actually really is it ever too much? I don't know. I just love it when women take up space, start living life audaciously, and I just feel like it's so inspiring. I would love to also join in on these Sabrina trends. I just feel like it might be a little bit too off-brand, but who knows? Maybe I decide to not care and just do it anyway, because also, like, it's fun. It's so much fun. The second you start creating magic for yourself, the second you start having fun with it, again, that's when your life is going to change. I can't actually say this anymore. I know we all have these ideas, right, that we keep on the back burner, that just keep simmering away in the back of your mind, okay? I want you to bring them to the forefront of your mind now, and I know that we're coming into these quieter months, but I think this is a beautiful time for that introspection, for that reflection on what it is that you really want for yourself, what it is that you really desire, what it is that you are really wanting to create and craft for yourself, because we have the time now, okay? Time is one of those things where we always feel like we're running out of it, right? But time is limitless, but also time is a non-renewable resource, okay? What you do with your time is entirely up to you, okay? We have come from summer where we might have been, I don't know, seeking all this adventure, embracing the longer days, all right, going out on these holidays, these trips, all these lovely things, right? Okay, so now we come into the colder months where we might be spending a little bit more time at home in our cozy spaces, And this is the time where I feel like you can use it to settle into that quiet, to get clearer on what it is that you are hoping to create, okay? And I know we're kind of gearing up to the new year. I guess it's still saying it seems ages away, but I feel like it's going to creep up on us quickly, all right? We're thinking about the new year. Maybe we're already thinking about the things that we'd like to create in 2026, okay? You can start now. Okay, you don't have to wait until 2026. You don't have to wait until next week, next month. You don't have to wait until it's a Monday. You don't have to wait until it's, 9 o'clock in the morning. You can start now. Use these quieter months to get clearer on what it is that you are creating for yourself, not for anyone else, for yourself. I want to place you right at the top of your priority list, okay? What is it that you want to create for yourself? And of course, nothing needs to happen straight away, but the time you spend just quietly crafting in your little cozy corner in your home, okay, just quietly crafting these little things, putting these little pieces of this jigsaw puzzle together, before you know it, that transformation has already started. So by the time you do get into 2026, by the time you do come into this new year, you are already clear on your intentions. You're already clearer on the pathway that you're going to take. You know what it is you desire. You know what it is you are worthy of. So by the time it gets to, New Year or whatever kind of timeline you want to set for yourself, you are then ready, okay? Not only are you ready, you are then hungry for it, okay? This is what I mean, okay? I woke up this morning and I've just got some fire in my belly and I'm just ready to eat up this delicious life and ready to encourage you all to do the same. Someone said to me the other day how they thought that I was, they couldn't recognize me from a year ago. And obviously that's a beautiful compliment and I'm so thankful to that person. And I said so at the moment. And actually it's made me think that I want that for you too. I want you to become unrecognizable, okay? Literally, let's set this date as a place marker in our calendar. So next year we can look back on this moment where you're sat listening to this podcast. God, maybe even if I'm like super smart, like in a year's time, set a place marker for myself and do an episode to round up that year. I can't promise I'll be that clever, but we'll see. But yes, set this episode as a place marker in your calendar where you started to become unrecognizable. There's such a power in that. There's such a beauty in the fact that you can decide who you want to be at any given moment, at any given point, okay? I also had a lovely little moment. I treated myself to a yoga practice over the weekend. It was my kind of treat post the retreat and having a nice little weekend for myself, which was lovely always. And I went to this yoga class and I went to a venue that I actually teach at. So it was actually quite nice to be on the other side of things. And during the sequence, the instructor encouraged us to turn towards the mirrors, okay, and just lie on our side. And we turned to face the mirrors and I just happened to look at myself. This wasn't cued in any way. I just looked at myself. Sounds really weird. And I just studied my face for a second. I studied how I was curled up in this little fetal position, indulging in this dreamy slow flow practice. And I was looking at the folds in my skin, the brightness in my eyes, and I just started smiling back at myself. Because it sounds so weird, but I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, girlie, you're doing something here. Girlie, you are creating something here. Girlie, you are onto something. And it was that moment that I took to kind of recognize that, sure, we're still on the path of whatever it is that I'm creating, all right? But look at how far you've come so far. Look at what you've created so far. And in so many ways, I don't actually recognize myself. It's actually quite hilarious to think of myself last year. Because also last year, I felt like, again, there was this fire in my belly, but it just feels like it's getting even more so. I don't know when this is going to end, this trajectory, wherever it's taking me on. But I feel like every day there's something new about myself, about my energy, about my intention. And I just want that for you guys as well. I want you to become unrecognizable. So when you're in a yoga class and you happen to roll over and turn towards a mirror, or each morning when you look at yourself in the mirror, you have the opportunity to just study yourself for a second and think, fucking hell, I have done incredible things for myself, and that was all done by me, for me. I want you to have that moment because it was beautiful. I had a little smile to myself. I nearly chuckled, but it was a very quiet class, so I held it in. And it's beautiful. So yes, this episode is for my girlies who are on the precipice of something fucking phenomenal, and it's that reminder that your life is about to get so much better. Now, no one really knows how, okay? No one really knows the who, what, why, when, how. Apart from you, no one can really tell you that, unfortunately. You know, I could list off a whole, I don't know, ways in which it could happen, but no one really can predict that for you. However, you can dedicate this time, this softer season, to get clearer on what it is that you would like to create for yourself. One steady step at a time, and before you know it, you will have created such magic. And once you start building that momentum is just going to like skyrocket and carry you, okay? So whilst I can't really predict how it's going to happen for us all, okay, I just know it's going to happen for us all. That is a real belief that I have. So whilst I can't predict that, okay, what I can do is offer you ways in which to just start to get those cogs turning in our brains a little bit, to get us thinking about the ways in which it could unfold, right? Okay, so there's 3 things that I just want us to think about. Again, nothing really needs to be actioned just yet, okay? But maybe throughout October, maybe throughout the final few months of the year, 3 goals, and they're just soft goals, okay? There's no real deadline, okay? These aren't rigid, they aren't set in stone, okay? But just 3 soft goals I invite you to just ponder on, okay? So it's 1 soft goal for your body, 1 soft goal for your mind, and 1 soft goal for your heart, okay? Body, mind, heart. And the beautiful thing about this is that it's completely open to interpretation, all right? So again, taking that soft goal for your body, maybe there is something that you are physically working towards, okay? Whether it's, I don't know, starting a new practice, a new form of exercise. Maybe it's actually starting each morning with a morning boogie. You guys know I love to have a little shimmy and shake in my living room. All right, so whatever it is you want to do for your body, okay, whether it's a physical, health, whatever, however you'd like to interpret it, it's entirely up to you, okay? 1 soft goal for your mind, and I suppose this one is, again, what's at the back of your mind that's been so desperate to see the light of day. Can we encourage it to come to the forefront of our mind, and can we slowly keep planting these seeds, slowly water these seeds a little bit? Perhaps it's some ways in which we can get our mind working. This exercise in itself, thinking about these soft goals, this is encouraging your mind to think, right? This is encouraging us to see things in a different perspective, in a new light, okay? So maybe finding more ways in which we can get our mind processing, thinking, noticing, observing, but again in this real soft way. So not necessarily over analyzing, over complicating, overthinking, or just cramming in more stuff and filling up this busy mind of ours. Again, ways in which that we can encourage this soft observation, perhaps, okay? And then thirdly, that 1 soft goal for your heart. What is on your heart right now? What is your heart craving? What is your heart desiring? What is your deepest desire right now? What's going to give you that warm, fuzzy feeling of comfort, reassurance, compassion? And again, it's all for yourself, okay? So in fact, it's actually I'm encouraging you to get real selfish here. And there's many ways in which selfish is actually selfless, okay? And I wholeheartedly believe that being just a little bit selfish is actually an incredibly good thing, okay? So when we take the time to be that little bit selfish and take the time to show up for ourselves, create magic for ourselves, that ripple effect, I feel like I say this in every episode, that ripple effect is going to ripple out to everyone else around you in everything you do and how you show up in this world. Show up for yourself first, okay? So these are those 3 soft goals I'd like you to just think about a little bit, okay? Maybe journal on them a little bit. Let me know what you come up with. And yeah, as I said, there's so many of you right on the precipice of something amazing. And I cannot wait to see it all unfold. Yeek! All right, goodness, I've been waffling so much, but I hope that was another inspiring episode for you all. Thank you so much for listening to my spiel right at the beginning. There is so much goodness coming to you over on Patreon, in person, and yeah. I say, if you see my content, if you see what it is that I'm sharing and you like it, please do take just an extra few seconds to like, share, comment, all the lovely stuff. And yeah, it will make a massive difference. But thank you so much, honeys. I love you all. Have a glorious west of your Wednesday. Fucking hell, I've clearly talked too much and now I can no longer speak. Have a glorious rest of your Wellness Wednesday. And I'll see you in the next episode. I love you. Let's fucking go. Mwah. Alright, stunners, thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Butterfly Effect podcast. I hope it has left you feeling suitably inspired. And as always, please don't forget to rate and review, like and subscribe, all those lovely things, as not only does this help the podcast grow, but it also helps us to reach more beautiful souls who need to hear these conversations. And of course, come hang out with me over on Instagram and TikTok at LaurenAmyYD and follow the pod at butterflyeffect.pod. You can also dive deeper into yoga, meditations, poetry, and so much more with me over on Patreon. Until next time, keep living a soft life loudly because you know you deserve it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Mwah!